gave me a chance to be an analyst for KLAS Sports Radio during the 2006 World Cup. And that was when I was at a tender age of 12 at the time. And of course, being a young person in the industry, you will have some individuals that might look at you in a certain way.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle. I'm your host, Brookie, and I've been joined today by a few members of the Down the Middle team. We have online Eddie, Ricky, and we have a special guest in house today with us, Simon Preston. Simon is a sports journalist reporter. He is qualified, having a bachelor's of arts degree in journalism, honors from the UA, and he is a former awardee of the Prime Minister's Youth Award for Excellence for Journalism in 2012. He has worked on engagements with many Jamaican and regional organizations as a sports analyst, reporter, commentator, and this has been done from the age of 16 years old. He's currently employed in one of the largest media houses in Jamaica. Welcome to Sports Down the Middle, Simon.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Good morning to everybody and looking forward to the discussion.
First up,
no problem.
Tell us how you started in journalism. How did you get in journalism?
In journalism itself, wow, that's an intriguing one. I would say I've always had a passion for sports from probably around the age of 5 or 6. That's where my interest started to grow. One of my brothers introduced the game of football to me, and I was just very passionate about gathering figures and statistics and details of matches and results. And slowly but surely over time, it came to a point where I was gathering lots of data, and it was helping me to build my knowledge base. And over time, you might meet people in different sectors, and it gave me the opportunity to meet Jeffrey Maxwell, a former national coach, and in addition to him, Stratton Palmer, a veteran broadcaster on the island. And this gave me a chance to be an analyst for KLAS Sports Radio during the 2006 World Cup. And that was when I was at a tender age of 12 at the time. And from there, it kind of gave me the platform. And even for the World Cup final in 2006 with Television Jamaica, I was a guest for that final. So that was where you could say everything sort of started. But even at that point, I never knew that would be a career path for me. I never thought that would come true. I would say where you could say the genesis was a football quiz show competition in 2010 called Set Play on CVM television. That's where you could say everything. Yeah, Set Play. That's where everything sort of started for me. There were 16 contestants across the island, and I turned it out to be the winner, and the winner got the opportunity to be the analyst for CVM TV during the 2010 World Cup, South Africa 2010. And it was from then that I would say that it said to me, well, this could actually be a career path for me, journalism, broadcasting. And that's why I started to do a bit more research on the matter, going into the latter years of high schools, and chose subjects that I know that would equip me for the future, eventually graduating from university. And, the rest is history from there on in.
Sounds good. And let me ask you a question, Simon. I hear the passion going for it, and it sounds really good. Have you ever played any sports before?
I did play sports in high school and also prep school. Yes, I wouldn't say I was the best. At football, I was a decent centre half, but other positions on the field, not so much. My height came into good effect in that position. So at centre half, I was decent. But in terms of other sports, I would say the furthest I came in other sports was actually in the sport of swimming. I swam for my school at Swim Champs High School and also Prep School Champs. So my height came into good effect there as well. So I would say swimming is where the furthest I've taken, but football for me is my number one sport that I love so much. Did a bit of basketball as well, but not so much. But those three, generally speaking.
All right. So
what would you say is a favorite sport?
150 million% football.
Football. All right.
Yeah, football, then cricket, athletics, then after that, rugby league, rugby union. So that would be the top 4 or 5 for me.
So which teams do you support in football,
In those sports,
basketball,
right?
jacks, chess, any sport at all? Curling,
Yeah.
name your teams.
Okay, I'll start with football. I have one team in club football, and that is Manchester United.
Oh boy.
So
Oh
the team,
boy.
the
Oh
teams
no,
that
oh no.
the teams that I support in football, I tie it down to heritage, family history. I like to feel I have a connection or passion for teams, so that's how I generally support my sport team. So that I know if I feel a loss, then I feel it deep to the heart. So half of my family heritage is from the Manchester part of England, so that's why I support them
Okay.
from the late 90s. So
Having
it's
a
been
rough
Manchester
time these
United.
days, though.
Yeah, football and sports as a whole is a cycle. So, it's all about endurance from here on in. So it's just one of those things where that is concerned. Where international football, it's both England and Jamaica. Jamaica, the land of my birth, and England, the land of my heritage. So it's two
Okay.
where that is concerned. Cricket, well, when it comes to the IPL, it's Kolkata Knight Riders.
Ooh.
Other sports, the basketball, I grew up watching Pau Gasol for the LA Lakers, and being a tall person like he is, I like the LA Lakers, the 2000s, where he led them to back-to-back titles, 2009, 2010. So the LA Lakers, where basketball is concerned. So that clears about football, basketball, cricket. Yeah, where sports teams are concerned. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And tell us a little bit about are there any other sports when you think about that you really like but you don't follow as much per se?
Hmm. I would say I am starting to love two forms of rugby league and rugby union. A lot of people think they're one sport, but they're actually two. And I think this stemmed from the national team, Jamaica's national team's growth and participation in international assignments, both teams having qualified for World Cups. I think that sparked my passion and desire in both of them. Even though I don't watch as much the club leagues in those sports, I do follow international rugby league and rugby union. So that is a sport that I'm starting to garner a bit of interest in even more. So when Jamaica takes the field in those two sports, those are areas that I enjoy quite a lot in watching as well. And I really hope that, those sports in Jamaica can really give Jamaica another team to support where national teams are concerned.
Rough and rugged sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like a lot of team sports. Generally speaking, team sports I really enjoy that sort. Not that I don't like track and field, but certainly team sports is a real passion
Team
for me that
sports.
I enjoy. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
All right.
stuff.
Nice segue into track and field. What was it
Mhm.
like covering the 2017 World Championships in London?
I must tell you, it was one of the best experiences that I've had in journalism, basically, to actually not only be in the stadium where the track and field action was in, but to communicate to the athletes immediately after they've run a race, getting their reactions, whether after qualifying for a final, missing out on a final, just to see their facial expressions and have a quick word with them. That
Yeah.
was just an amazing experience, to endure the elements of the cold in London as well. No, it was different elements, and I think it was a great learning curve for me to be able to think on the spot the type of questions that you would ask individuals, and to ensure that you get the best sort of responses out of them, so that you can send it home, so that the media team can be able to use the interviews to the best available ability and possible. So for me, that was just an experience that came out of the blue. To be honest with you, I didn't know that it would be an opportunity I would be going on until perhaps a week and a half before actually jetting off to London.
Wow.
Hey, so that sounds like really good stuff, Simon. And I suspect just from listening to you and also looking at your journey, you're pretty diverse. You're dealing with the footballers, you're dealing with the cricketers, you're doing commentary, you're doing research, you're doing writing. Tell us a little bit about that and how exactly have you gotten so diverse? Not many sports journalists are that diverse.
But yeah, that's true, because not a lot of people would remember I actually did a stint with the Jamaica Tallawahs as well as an
There
analyst
you
as
go.
well.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
2013 to 2016 was you could say the buoyant moment of the franchise, where they won two titles and also came third and fourth in the other 2 years. My role in that regard was helping the team in terms of analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of the opponents. So this would involve showing video clips and say, okay, guys, this is where Dwayne Bravo would bowl in the death of innings. So this is where you can be able to hold your bat and strike your ball. Okay, this is where this batsman likes to play at this part of the innings. So for the bowlers, they know where exactly to bowl to take wickets. For me, I enjoyed that immensely. For me,
Yeah.
I enjoy that even more than London, to be honest with you, just to be in the dressing room with the players, to know what they're going through, and having colorful characters like Chris Gale, Andre Russell around in the mix. For me, that was just outstanding. But if you had to ask me what is my favorite thing, do I enjoy the most? I enjoy punditry or analysis, being on a panel and
Yeah.
discussing a game, previewing, post game, halftime. That is what I enjoy the most. And to have the opportunity of being one of the few people on the island to be part of 4 World Cup panels, 2006 to 2018, I'm truly grateful for it immensely.
Good
Okay,
stuff.
so what are some of the challenges that you faced on this journey? Especially since you're so diverse, it must have been rough transitioning to each or learning each. What
Yeah.
are
How
some
do
of
you
the
prepare?
challenges?
How do you prepare? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that's true because many persons will get their first opportunity or first taste of the industry when they're perhaps in the latter years of university or just
Yeah.
exiting university. I was in high school, so the first
Mhm.
challenge that I encountered from that aspect was rescheduling exams in fourth form to be able to be part of the panel for the World Cup. So
World Cup.
it involved studying at the latter part of the 2010 FIFA World Cup for my exams. So it involved a lot of time management where that was concerned and be able to put my priorities in place. I was able to manage effectively. So I'm grateful that day by day, I was able to put that into perspective. In 2011, when I was 17, I lost my father. He had diabetes and had a heart attack. So, and I was quite close with him, and he was a great motivator for me in my life. So, losing that sort of figure and just having my mom around was quite challenging. So, I really had to be the man of the house. So during that period of time, I got a part-time employment with the JFF, and that kind of helped me to get lunch money and be able to garner me through my last 2 years of high school, which would be lower six and upper six. That was another challenge that I faced. And of course, being a young person
Oh
in the
yeah.
industry, you
Right.
you will have some individuals that
Yes.
might look at you in a certain way. For
Yeah.
example, a person might be in an industry for a decade or longer and might say in their head, well, this person, Simon, just come. I'm not going to let him come in front of me for this opportunity. In their head, not out loud. So you can
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
Yeah.
able to tell. You can be able to tell mentally how they're thinking and what they're saying about Simon. So, and from the outside looking in, there was those challenges, but I've always thought that at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top. Just do what
Yeah.
you have to do, and at the end of the day, everything should fall into place. So I've always gone in with a positive attitude, and whatever challenge or obstacle I've faced, I've always said that it's temporary. So
Yep.
positivity has been key.
That's
Good
true.
stuff. Good stuff. And again, condolences on the loss of your father. I'm sure
Right,
that was a tough one,
condolences.
but I think both your parents would be quite proud of your steady rise. And as such, I do want to find out what are some of the highlights of your career so far.
Yeah.
Highlights so far? Well, most certainly being able to be one of the youngest analysts on a
Yeah.
World Cup panel, 2006 and 2010. You mentioned the Prime Minister's Youth Award in 2012
Yep.
in journalism, being the youngest to receive in that category at 19 at the time. That was certainly was a highlight for me where that is concerned. The Jamaica Tallawahs experience, and in addition to that, to be part of an organization like Television Jamaica, for me, it's an outstanding accomplishment for me, and I'm truly grateful for it, and be able to travel with the national team, the Reggae Boyz, different parts of the globe as well for different competitions and assignments, the Caribbean Cup, the Copa America, a couple of friendlies here and there. I've enjoyed that immensely. So for me, those are most of the highlights that I've enjoyed along this journey, and it's for me to stay grounded, stay humble, and just keep working hard.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right,
Yeah.
so we're wrapping up. We're coming down to the close of this interview, but just want to check in. What advice would you give other young persons who want to have a career in sports journalism?
Well, the key for sports journalism is credibility. And once you're credible, you are trustworthy, and people can be able to rely on you when it comes to information you're sharing, whether it's breaking news or otherwise. So what is key is research. Research
Yep.
is 100% credible. So what you need to do is be able to read articles online, watch different news sources, and if possible as well, learn another language so you can be able to
I
know what
do.
is happening. Yeah, that is going to be 100% key. So for me, that has helped in terms of late being able to break latest news of Reggae Boyz signing for different clubs. I was able
Mhm.
to break Nicholas Hamilton at Dundee, and
Yeah.
today Damien Lowe going to
Demand
Etihad
low.
over in
Yeah.
Egypt as
In
well,
Egypt.
and a
Yeah.
few, yeah, and a few other players as well. So I think being able to master a couple of languages would be able to help other players so that they can be able to tap into other areas.
And on breaking and mastering the languages and interaction, based on what I've seen, you do interact with a lot of the sports persons. You're interacting with administrators as well. How has that been?
Yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed the experience where players might reach out to me and say, Simon, this might happen, or so on and so forth. Administrators, I've enjoyed the opportunity of being able to have a chat with them. I had a chance to speak with Rudolph Speed, the technical director, recently, and
Yeah.
his plans moving forward for Jamaica. We don't have, like in England, you might have an FA Cup. We don't have a cup competition right now, so he wants to garner some momentum for that moving forward. So
Right.
that's something I'm really, really looking forward to. We just recently celebrated the 23-year anniversary of Jamaica qualifying for 98. So to speak
Mhm.
to Dion Burton and Fitzroy Simpson recapping that moment, it
Yeah.
certainly brought a lot of smiles and happiness for that moment. But long term for me, what I'm hoping to achieve is that we get to a space where every Jamaican across the globe, whether you're a national player or not, every Jamaican born player gets the exposure that they deserve. Whether
Yep.
you're playing in Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Europe, you're highlighted. You score a goal this weekend, we say so and so has scored this weekend. A player signs for a new club, so that the local people know where they are. Because sometimes
Inform-
after they've left high school in Jamaica, we don't know where is so and so, where is
Exactly.
so and so. After
yeah,
they've left high
definitely,
school, we don't
definitely.
know. Yeah, and even though they
Information
might
is
have dropped
flowing.
off, yeah, exactly. They might have dropped off in form, but at least we know where they are across
Yeah,
the globe.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. Gentlemen, your final thoughts are questions for Simon.
Yeah. Simon, where can the people find you? Give us your socials.
Okay, so on Instagram, I'm Simon.Preston. Every Thursday, I do a live on Instagram, just giving updates about Jamaican players and their movements and where they could be moving forward. I'm working on right now one with Martin Davis, where a couple of English clubs are eyeing at him. So hopefully within the next couple of days, I'll have some more updates where that is concerned. I'm also on Twitter at SimeyP93. That's SIMEY, the letter P and the numbers 9 and 3 on Twitter there. So those are the two main ways you could reach out to me, Instagram and Twitter. You can private message me if there's any questions you may have about whether sports or Jamaican football as a whole, and I'll do my best to get my responses to you guys for sure. And I like the work that you guys have been doing with your videos about Jamaican football. The thumbnails are quite attractive. They're click worthy. So that's a good start for you guys, and you guys
Okay,
will
very
certainly
good.
go from strength to
All right.
strength. Yeah.
Right,
Gracias,
thank you.
gracias, gracias. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
I see Eddie there taking the props for it. Good
thank
stuff. Well done.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
Simon, we want to
Yeah.
thank you for sharing with us this morning, and we want to continue to wish you all the best in your sporting endeavors. Um, Folks, there you have it. Simon Preston, really excellent young sports journalist, moving from strength to strength. If you like this interview, do put it in the comments below, in section below, and also like, share, and subscribe. If you have a question or you have someone else that you want us to talk to, please do share with us and let us know in the comment section below. Again, thanks, Simon, and we wish you all the best. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Like, share, and subscribe.